Miami at UNC.
Thank
Uh,
God. Can we talk about good football now?
yeah, we just got off talking to Iowa, Wisconsin. Uh, Amari and Hampton, dude. Tez Walker. Those are two guys that are just studs. I didn't even mention Drake May. Drake May was good this game. He's not playing at the level that he did against like Syracuse or blank. I'm blanking who they played before they played Syracuse. But
Minnesota.
yeah, when he played Minnesota earlier this year. But no, for real, I mean, Miami, did they play a terrible game? I don't really even like know that they played like a terrible game. I think North Carolina executed defensively when they needed to. Cedric Gray. Wow, that guy's a stud. We talked about him, linebacker, probably one of the best linebackers in the ACC right now. In production,
Came on. Came on
in the
Rucker.
sec,
Came on
yeah,
Rucker.
Kevon Rucker. What do you have? 2.5 sacks or something like that.
Yeah.
Uh, their secondary, they dumped a bunch of guys in the transfer portal, but guess what? Gene Chizik, who, by the way, this guy right here absolutely pooped on Gene Chizik before the start of the season. Uh, now, granted, giving out 31 points at home, right, isn't like ideal, but they're doing enough. They're doing enough. So they're doing better than I thought they would be doing defensively, anyways. So
When they're causing turnovers, right?
causing
Which is
turnovers,
being
mayhem,
opportunistic.
sacks, negative plays. Uh, and unlike other teams with some good defenses and opportunistic and negative play driven teams, this team has a quarterback that can put up 40 points when he wants to. And again, Drake May didn't play his best game by any means, but they were able to run the ball when they wanted to. Dude, Tez Walker's first game back, dude, he drops 3 touchdowns. That's
First
crazy.
real game back.
Well, that's
Last
what I'm
week,
saying.
it was on a short week. Yeah, he found out like 48 hours before they were playing.
Yeah, come on. I'm counting this one as his first week. Jeez, dude, jeez. And you and I, like, when we were drafting wide receivers to take in the ACC, right? I had first pick. I took Jamari Thrash, which I'm thrilled about, by the way. And that was not a sleeper. I think a lot of people knew his name, but it was a dart for sure at the dartboard. That hit. You took Tez Walker, and unfortunately, he just was ineligible for whatever reason. We don't need to get into that. How good does it feel to be right?
Fantastic. I whiffed on the other the Kent State wide receiver on to Penn State, but this is nice. It's great to see him. It's great to see great college football players be allowed to play, right? I mean, and that's what it is with Des Walker now. This North Carolina team, I've been really impressed with. Really impressed with, especially the past couple weeks. I think they're playing great football. Obviously, you were favorites at home against Miami. You were supposed to win this game, but it was good to see you to do it, right? And to be pretty not dominant, but to come out of halftime and to put up 21 points like that in the third quarter. Super impressive. Excuse me. It goes from here, you've got a pretty darn good schedule, especially if Riley Leonard's not healthy by the time you play him. Right at Clemson. Man, I think you're muted there, but that's all right. I'll keep talking. Um, I will
I
say
was saying that Louisville lost, and Louisville lost.
exactly. So you're looking at the path to the ACC championship game. Looks a lot nicer, and I'll even throw college football playoffs there because you get 60 minutes to beat Florida State. It's not like North Carolina's coming out of the Big Ten West where you're Iowa and you're going to get boat raced, right? UNC, Florida State, there's not a huge gap there. And when you have the better quarterback and Drake May and, darn good players, playmakers all over the field, both sides of the ball, you have a chance to win that game. And now I don't want to compare them to this team because it's definitely unfair and they're obviously different teams. But we talked about earlier with the defense playing well and doing enough. I think back to 2019 in LSU, and obviously it's a different team. We looked at that roster, right? Offensively, elite quarterback, great running back, great college running back, right? Elite wide receiver, playmakers all over the field. O-line's doing enough for you, right? And I kind of see that offensively, and then a very opportunistic defense. Now, obviously, the LSU defense probably had more LSU NFL talent than this North Carolina team does, but it's doing enough to win games pretty comfortably. And obviously, it'll get tested. Probably not until a healthy Riley Leonard, and then really get tested against Keon Coleman and Florida State there in the ACC championship. I'm jumping ahead here, but This was huge. This was really nice to see Mac Brown put it together. 4 quarters against we think still a quality opponent in Miami. Yeah, they lost to Georgia Tech last week. Whatever. We picked North Carolina wins game because we think North Carolina's a good football team. Miami is still a good football team. And it was really impressive what North Carolina did. You mentioned Omar Hampton, man. That guy runs hard. He runs hard.
Yeah, and look, I still like Miami as a team, dude. Just because they lost this game and last week, like, it's not mean that this is not can't be a successful season. Last year, they are not even competitive in this game. This year, they're up 3.5, right? And in the fourth quarter, they made it a 10-point game. So, I'm sure Miami fans are upset about this. I thought Tyler Van Dyke played fine. For the most part, Xavier Restrepo once again an absolute stud. I think it was Henry Parrish's turn this week to tote the rock, even though they didn't really run the ball all that effectively. Overall, I think these are two good teams. I think Miami is good. Well, let's not pretend that they're not. These are two good teams. This is a good game. This is a good game.